The Department of Public Health and Human Services is pleased to bring you Aging Horizons. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, fraud, legal issues, veterans benefits, and caregiving. Aging Horizons is a program dedicated to inform and prepare Montanans on these timely issues, making a difference to you and your loved ones. Here now is today's program host.
Welcome to Aging Horizons. We have another great show today. We're going to talk about the importance of having a pet when you're a senior. Over 55% of seniors have pets. I'm not going to tell you who has the most dogs or cats, but it's very important that you have something in your life and a pet, and how they complement your life, make life better, and how you can make life better for your pet. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Perhaps our regular viewers have noticed that we've been missing a host for the last several months. In July, our favorite person, Kimmy Everman, unexpectedly passed away, and we'd like to take a few moments now to share some memories that we have of her.
For many of us, watching Aging Horizons with Kimmy on as the host was like talking to a friend, and for Kimmy, that's exactly what it was. She cared about all of the viewers of Montana on Aging Horizons as if they were her personal friends. She wanted each of us to live the best possible life and connect to as many services as possible. She had no greater joy in life than connecting advocates to others that could help Montanans across the state with problems that they maybe didn't know as much about. Losing Kimmy was a great loss to the state of Montana, but the work that she did will live on in the hearts and minds and Rolodexes of so many of us at the state.
So working with Kimmy was always a very fun experience for me. She lit up a room with her smile, and I loved her giggle. She had this giggle that was the cutest, most happiest spreading of joy that I could describe. She also was very passionate about her work, about helping veterans, and about her dog Sophie.
Kimmy's been my friend, my coworker, and my mentor for over 20 years. She has taught me so much about not only Medicare, but working with people. She had a great sense of compassion and love, especially for veterans, animals, and the underdog. She loved working with seniors and people with disabilities. That was her heart. She will be greatly missed.
Aging Horizons has been on the air for over 30 years, and I've had the pleasure of working with these wonderful ladies and everybody in senior long-term care that length of time, including Kimmy Everman. And whenever we got done with the show, I just loved her laughter, which everybody's commented here. It was like we're getting away with something. Isn't this fun? And I will sincerely miss both that and her. Welcome to Aging Horizons, brought to you by the Department of Public Health and Human Services Senior and Long-Term Care Division. I'm Brian Lamore, your host. And today's show, we'll be talking about pets and how important they are for seniors. What do they add to the individual's life? And what are some considerations about having a pet? As a golden retriever owner, I really love my little doggy. Yeah, he's so much fun, and I laugh so much with him. It's good for my mental health, and I think his too. We got some wonderful guests. We have some advocates out of Missoula. We have Tasha Bradshaw and Alice Judd. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you both here.
Thank you for having us. Hello, everybody.
Yes, and you have two little kittens. Are they kittens or are they full-grown cats? And what's their names?
Kittens. Tango and Aurora. They're about 4 weeks old.
Oh.
And they come with 3 others in their litter, with Mama right now.
So they're available, right?
Yes. So they will be available once they are 2 pounds, spayed and neutered, and ready for adoption.
Oh, that's great. Well, now we're talking about seniors. We're talking about pets. What are some of the statistics about a senior owning a pet?
So more than half, so when they did a study, there was 55% of older adults that reported having a pet. And out of that, 68% reported having dogs and 48% had cats. while 16% had small animals such as a bird or a fish or a hamster. So yeah, lots of pets in the senior community.
That's great. And what are some of the advantages to seniors owning a pet? I know they're good friends.
Yes. So for dog owners specifically, 4 out of 5 seniors reported being more physically active when having a dog and having more social opportunities to go out and meet people. So that's wonderful. But also for those who own pets, 88% said that pets help them enjoy life. 73% said they provide a sense of purpose. 60% said they help cope with symptoms. 79% helped with reduced stress. 62% help stick to a routine, and 34% help cope with pain. And they can also help with other benefits for health, such as emotional support for older adults, reduce distress, loneliness, and improve quality of life.
Yeah, and I know my dog alerts me when the UPS guy arrives, so that's kind of handy.
Yes, always know when a visitor is arriving.
Yeah, someone's here. And I think my friends know I have a golden retriever because I got hair all over me. It's impossible to keep it off you.
Right.
Yeah. So when we have pets, I mean, they talk about spay and neutering anymore, and that's important too. I mean, it's important to the pet, but it's also important to the owner. What are some of the considerations there?
Absolutely. So there's a lot of health benefits for spaying and neutering your pet as well. They live longer. Also, it's just such a responsible thing to do as a pet owner. Yeah, there's just a lot of benefits there. I would say,
spay and neutering, keeping trying to help keep the population down or reduced, as cats can, non dogs, but cats can reproduce very quickly.
Yeah.
which we have seen for sure.
Well, now go ahead. You're both out of Missoula, and you're with the Advocats. What are the Advocats?
So we are a new 501c3 nonprofit organization, new to Missoula. So we help pets and families when, they have a feral colony and kitties get out of hand. The number can populate so fast. A female cat can get pregnant as young as 4 months old.
Wow.
So they're pretty babies themselves, and they can birth 2 to 3 litters per year, with an average of 5 to 6 kittens per litter.
Wow.
So they go into heat every 2 to 3 weeks from spring to fall. So that's why we have our wonderful kitten season that you guys hear about every year. So we get tons of calls from individuals in our community and outside of our community needing support and help with spaying and neutering and finding homes for kitties. So they call us and we come in to try to help.
That's great. So you help adopt them out. And Tasha, I know you work with the senior and long-term care in Missoula. And Alice, you're taking care of a family member. But you can probably tell us more about how the pets really help seniors, because you see it every day, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
But we've always had animals, and currently couple of the cats that are in our household that are not part of our organization. One is like, I'll find my mom sitting at the kitchen table just petting her and talking to her, and just they give lots of attention, and she just loves having being able to pet them and talk to them, and while I'm off chasing cats elsewhere.
Well, I know I laugh a lot at my golden retriever. I start out in the morning, I'm brushing my teeth, he just kind of hops up with his 2 feet, and it's like he wants to watch. And I just laugh at him so much, and it's really nice. It brings a lot of happiness into seniors' lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Another study showed that it helps decrease blood pressure, cholesterol levels, triglyceride levels, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, reduced heart disease, and symptoms of PTSD. So support animals are also such an amazing part, you know, when you are a senior and you're going through things, and just having a friend to be there for you and help you out.
They're very good, confident. And unfortunately, we've drawn to a close on our first segment. We've got a lot more to talk about your cats, pets, and your other small little animals that you invite into your life and share your home with. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Montana Veterans, your independence matters. The freedom to age with dignity, how and where you want, for as long as possible. Please help us improve long-term veteran care in Montana by taking a short online survey. Go to veteransurvey.mt.gov. Your long-term independence is our priority. Go to veteransurvey.mt.gov and help us get it right, Montana. This message brought to you by DPHHS, the Montana Veteran Affairs Division, and this station.
With as many as 1 in 10 Americans at risk for Alzheimer's or some other form of dementia, chances are someone you know and love will receive that diagnosis. When that happens, you may well feel devastated, but know that you are not alone. Help is available. You don't have to face dementia by yourself. Call the free 24/7 Alzheimer's Association helpline, 800-272-3900, for guidance and support.
It's been 27 years. I never thought I'd still be smoking, but here I am, COPD and all. I'm about to have a granddaughter. There's so much to show her, but I'm scared I won't be able to keep up like I used to. I kind of gave up on myself on quitting. But it's different now. I want to be here for her and for my daughter.
Welcome back to Aging Horizons. I'm your host, Brian Lamore, and we'll continue our discussion with some advocates out of Missoula about the advantages of seniors, and really anybody, having a pet. They're a wonderful aspect or individual to have in your life. I can testify to that. And rejoin us is Tasha Bradshaw and Alice Judd. And let's talk about, Tasha, about the considerations and information that a person might want to do when they're considering a pet, or if you're considering a pet for your parents.
Absolutely. Yes. So the ASPCA has wonderful information and resources. When you're adopting a pet, you have to think about the time commitment that you have. You know, it's a 10 to 15 year commitment for dogs and up to 20 years for cats. And you also need to consider, the cost of the pet ownership, such as their food, vet care, spaying and neutering. If you adopt from a rescue, they should already be spayed and neutered. But if not, also proper identification, like collar, microchip, that kind of stuff. You need to realize how much time you have, so you can set aside to care for your pet and be with them. And dogs really benefit from several hours of exercise and companionship every day. And cats, as they are a little bit more independent, they still need their love and energetic little play sessions with their forever human. So, so there you have it. When adopting a dog, you should definitely research and look into the different types of breeds to kind of find what's a good fit for you. And I know shelters, if you go in there, a lot of them have, they can help kind of match you to what you're looking for.
Right. And I know, at least in the Helena area, we don't have a lot of vets. Apparently, there's more pets than veterinarians. So you'll need to have some considerations as to what veterinarian you'd like to go to, and are they accepting new, customers. But now, where does one go to look for a pet? I mean, you go to a swimming pool in the summer when the little kids are getting out. There's boxes of kittens to be given away, and the owners disappear quickly. But where do you go to find a pet? And what are some considerations as to what type of pet you'd want? A cat, dog, or a smaller animal?
Yeah, absolutely. So it depends on how much time you have to give the pet, and kind of a little bit on money as well. Cats, from the study from ASPCA, were a little bit cheaper in owning a pet. And cats are easier for an elder adult because, you don't have to take them outside to go to the bathroom. You don't have to potty them. You don't have to take them on walks. So I found a lot of elderly people have reached out to us wanting a kitty because they're less maintenance than a dog. But you can go online and search for your local animal rescue or shelter. I think everywhere has them, and everywhere is overflowing with kitties right now for kitten season. So definitely going online and checking that out to see kind of what is near you. It's important and help out your community. If you can't adopt, go to the shelter and volunteer. Volunteering time to spend with cats or help cleaning, it's awesome. It's a great way to see what it'd be like. And if you can't, or if you're thinking about it, maybe on the edge of it, adopting, you can always foster and see what it's like. And it's a great opportunity to try it out.
Try it out. Try before you buy. I know I recently attended a fundraiser for our local pet shelter, and they were overflowing with pets. And they had an incentive to lower the costs for doing that. But, if you were to volunteer, they're always looking for volunteers. What would a volunteer maybe do at a local pet rescue agency?
Well, it can be as simple as just being a friend to the pet and playing with the pet. If it's a dog, taking him for walks. Also, giving them treats and just giving them that attention. I know some kitties that go into shelters, it's a stressful environment. It's a new environment for them. So just having a little shelter buddy, some rescues here in Missoula have shelter buddies, which helps the kitty come out of its shell and kind of, be more confident when they're looking for a home.
Yeah, and I've seen, I don't know if it's just online, but they have children that come in and read to dogs and read to cats. So they practice their reading and they're interacting with a pet. Again, interacting with a pet, just enjoying them, it has health benefits, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yes, no, it's good for, your mental stability. It's good for, all aspects of life, really. They just bring a joy to your life that you can't find somewhere else. So having a pet, it's an amazing experience. I couldn't imagine not having one. So.
Yes. And it lowers your blood pressure, like the two little kittens you have there that are only 4 weeks old.
Absolutely. See if you can unlatch, get a little closer to the screen.
I bet they got their little purr machines going. Just going away.
Yeah.
Can you quickly tell us again, what are some more of the tips that an individual would want, that ASPCA would like a pet owner to be aware of?
So making sure everybody in the family is prepared for having a pet. Setting out specific duties, it can be good, if there's one person in charge of feeding them, taking them for a walk. Animals like to be on a routine, just like people do. So, so making sure just everybody in the family kind of knows and is, in on this adoption. So drawing up a schedule, say who will help take care of the dog or the cat. Most importantly, making sure that your new fur family member is spayed and neutered. And there are, low income assistance programs throughout Montana that can help with that.
Okay, and let's get into that a little bit more in the next segment because we're drawing to a close on this one so quickly. We'll talk more about wonderful pets. Stay tuned. You've probably seen some big-name celebrities on your TV lately talking about all the Medicare benefits you're missing out on. But the insurance companies who are paying for these ads may be pushing benefits not available in Montana. Fortunately, help is available from a friendly state health insurance assistance program counselor who can help you sort it all out. It's free, and we screen everyone for eligibility regardless of your zip code. It's Montanans helping Montanans. Call today.
Today, class, we'll be discussing the term ombudsman, a word we borrowed from the Swedes and never gave back. Say you're a resident or you have a loved one in long-term care. Now, what do you do if you're not happy with the care and services you receive? You call your long-term care ombudsman, of course. Your ombudsman is available to support you and your rights. An advocate on your behalf could be the ticket. This is your home. If you have questions, the numbers right there below me have all the answers. Class dismissed.
I was diagnosed with diabetes in 1992, and I went into denial. It made me angry. I was a professional chef, and I didn't want to change my eating style. It took me a long time to get serious about managing my health. My perspective changed from resentment to one of loving my body, the container for my spirit. Getting help from my diabetes educator supported my goals of improved self-care. I want to feel good and have a great life. My diabetes educator helps me do this.
More fuels, more fires, more fear. You don't have to live in the forest to be threatened by wildfire. In 18 years, the number of fires per year has increased by 1,000 and tripled the acreage burned. Turn it around. Advocate for forest management. Form a group. Craft a plan. Mitigate the fire hazard. You and your community can't dismiss the trend, but you can mitigate the risk. FireSafeMT.org can help. Paid for by FireSafe Helena and aired by the Montana Broadcasters Association.
Welcome back to Aging Horizons. I'm your host, Brian Lamore, and we're continuing to talk about the advantage of having a pet in your home, how wonderful they are, how they help you out, how you help out the pet, be it bird, dog, cat, whatever your preference is. We're talking with both Tasha Bradshaw and Alice Judd out of Missoula with the Advocates, and both of you are with a rescue organization, which I imagine is typical throughout the state of Montana. Every town has one like yours. But you're a volunteer there. What are some of the things that you volunteer? Well, what are some of the duties you do in volunteering, and how rewarding is that?
It's so rewarding. I know, speaking for myself, I've learned so much about, the world that we live in and the need of spaying and neutering pets. So every day, it's super rewarding. You see some pretty crazy things, but it's always worth it to help the animal and see the end story of them finding their forever home.
Mm-hmm. And helping the people that all of a sudden have all these cats, and we can come in and, home the kittens, find them, good homes, and spay and neuter the adults, and either find them new homes or return them, and where they're not reproducing, but back at their home where they know so well.
Mm-hmm. And I imagine it's very rewarding once someone comes in and rescues a pet. The pet's happy, the new owner's happy, and I imagine the volunteers are happy, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We get some kitties, and I'm sure other rescues. We all get some kitties that are sick, and just kind of seeing them go through their healing journey, no matter what that looks like, with upper respiratory or having a hurt leg, just seeing them go through that journey and then finding their home at the end of this, it's a beautiful story. There was one kitty that I had found on a porch last summer, and he was like on death's door pretty much, and he just got adopted to a wonderful family in Kalispell, and they send me videos and updates and pictures, and that always makes it super rewarding too. We love updates, and I'm sure all the other rescues do as well.
Yeah. But now, as a volunteer, do they want you 8 hours a day? That's it? How flexible are the rescue organizations for someone coming in? I imagine you're going to volunteer. They'll take you whatever time you can share.
Absolutely. Even if you can come into a rescue and help for a half hour, anything helps. Every rescue is overwhelmed, especially with kitten season. So we're always looking. Everybody, all the shelters are always looking for volunteers to come in and help, whether it's scooping litter boxes, taking the dogs for a walk. That's kind of a typical day in the life of a rescuer. You are, returning calls, checking applications, giving medicine to the sick animals. And so it can be very stressful, especially when you go into a situation and see all these pets that aren't spayed and neutered, and you just kind of have to start at point zero. Uh-huh. But getting there and getting everybody going, it's amazing. So
another thing too is having people to transport cats, dogs, whatever, to a vet, for their spay and neutering. And there's several rescues that we work with, and we kind of try and tag team and help out transporting because we have vets that help us, not just in Missoula, but up towards, in Polson and down the Bitterroot Valley. And so it takes, some people to drive. Yeah. Because we were busy doing all the other stuff to drive an hour down and an hour back when they get spayed and neutered and things like that. Just another aspect of always needing volunteers.
Helping out. And, when people have pets, there's some that say, well, I might not be able to afford to feed a pet. But there are some programs out there that can assist with feeding the pet, right? Tell us more.
Yes. So you have to check with your local rescue, but most rescues have a food pantry that you can sign up for if you're needing assistance with that. So you can get a bag of food, every so often or whatever you need. There's also some food banks throughout Montana that do supply cat and dog food. So yeah, just thinking about that, if you're needing to get food for yourself or, a senior trying to get food for somebody else and they need assistance for their animal and pet as well, to check on that at your local food pantry as well.
Great. And are there assistance programs to help neuter a pet if you already have one from another source?
Yes, absolutely. So Spay Montana, it's an amazing organization. They offer $50 vouchers for people that are needing assistance to go towards the cost of a spay and neuter at your local vet. And most vets do accept the voucher, but you'll definitely want to check with them before and get it approved. And you'll have to reach out to Spay Montana first, let them know your situation.
Yeah, and I know in Helena occasionally they have spayed and neuter clinics that are free. So contact your local shelter. They could help you out and point you in the right direction. Well, we just have a little bit of time left, and Tasha, could you kind of recap what we've talked about today?
Yes. It's just so important to spay and neuter your pets, and, volunteering or fostering. Fostering is a great way too, to try out a pet in your home. And the main thing is spaying and neutering, and you can go online to Spay Montana, and they do have a calendar of spay and neuter events throughout Montana throughout the summer. So stay tuned for that. Just kind of consider, the benefits for owning pets, for seniors and for anybody really.
Okay. Well, Tasha and Alice, thank you so much for your service to Montanans, our pets, and to our seniors. It's wonderful what you're doing. And for our viewers, we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for joining us.
Special thanks to the Department of Public Health and Human Services for their continued support. Hosts on Aging Horizons are program specialists at the Montana Office on Aging. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions. For more information about Aging Horizons, call the Department of Public Health and Human Services toll-free at 800-332-2272.